Oh, Ben, a tough day, not only for yourself, but for the whole team. How would you summarise Ineos's performance today?
Well, ultimately, we wanted to come out and get at least one win on day one of the finals, and we lost two races, so none of us are happy with that. The first race was a tricky one in the lighter airs, and our performance is something we've been struggling with. The second race was a much closer affair in medium wind conditions, but the Italians just did a slightly better job, and so they sailed well today. We've got to go away, think about what we can do to improve, and come out fighting harder tomorrow.
The last time we saw you line up with Luna Rossa, I mean, it was a monumental race, wasn't it? So much passing, and every time they got ahead, you got back into them. How surprised were you by Luna Rossa's performance today?
I wasn't surprised at all. In terms of their speed, it was pretty much what I expected. We know that we've got a deficit to them in under 10 knots of breeze, and we know that we've got very even boats in over 12 knots of breeze, and that's what we saw. And the difference today, I think, was it was a much steadier breeze than what we've raced against them previously, and so there really weren't that many passing lanes. So if one team gets ahead and they sail well, as they did, and they don't make any mistakes, you're not going to get past them. So I think still a lot to play for, and certainly we hope we get some more wind, and we're going to have some great racing.
2-0 down, Ben. What does the team have to do tomorrow?
It's very, very simple. We've just got to win races. We've still got to win 7 races. Nothing's changed in that respect. We know we're up against really tough competition. That was our expectation. That's what we saw today. But in a decent breeze, we've got the boat that can do it. So it's down to us. We've just got to go out, sail well, sail hard, I think, get stuck in, and we can do it.
Thanks.
All right, thanks.
See you later. Oh, Francesco, 2 from 2. I mean, quite the start for Luna Rossa. And it fell up against a relatively unknown Ineos, 3 weeks away from the limelight. We didn't really know how they would perform. How encouraged are you with the team's performance, and especially, I guess, the performance of your hardware?
Yes, we are very happy with the boat today, the performance of the boat. We were a little bit nervous, to be fair, going into today's racing because Ineos was in the shed for a long time, and we didn't know what was going to come out. Both boats made huge improvements, and I keep repeating this. Every week is an improvement for any boat. We know that. It's a matter of balancing the modifications in the shed and the time spent in the water to improve what you already have. And maybe up to today we proved that maybe time in the water was more important, but it could be very different tomorrow. It could be the other way around. So.
I mean, Luna Rossa today looked pretty untouchable. How would you describe your performance?
Yeah, I think we did two good starts. The first one was really played in nothing because we were this close to drop the boat, very this close, and they were already in the water. So I was very nervous at that moment. After that, when we had a good lead and the wind was increasing, we were sort of more relaxed because we knew that was going to be hard to drop off the foils. Second race was completely different, was 18, 19 knots. It's incredible here in New Zealand how you can have 2 races in 1 hour and have such different conditions. And I think I'm impressed by how the boats were performing the same. Basically, upwind and downwind, there is nothing in it. So we are up to some good racing in the next week.
I mean, watching as you crossed the finish line, there was no high-fiving, no big Italian celebration. Describe what the wins mean today and also the mindset of the team at the moment.
No, obviously there is no high fives. It's a long series. It's a very long series. You need to win 7 races. So, we are just at the beginning of a hard fight, and it's going to be a hard fight, I know. Ben will recover, and I tell you, today he could have won 2 races as well. So it's just we have a small advantage now, but we have to think race by race and day by day. We cannot think about what happened yesterday.